Okay. So here we have our LMA, our laryngeal mask airway. It's indicated in situations where the patient has a GCS of 3 and a poor airway despite an OPA or NPA or jaw thrust. It's indicated in cases of cardiac arrest where an endotracheal tube cannot be placed. It's indicated in situations where you need to rescue the airway and failed intubation. Contraindications include active vomiting, gag reflex, trismus, upper airway obstruction, distorted airway such as that resulting from trauma or a pre-existing condition. Complications include kinking of the LMA shaft, inability to obtain a decent seal against the larynx, regurgitation or aspiration, trauma to the upper airway that can be caused by the LMA's insertion. It also includes cough, laryngospasm, and last one, gas insulfation. Okay, so now I can apply my LMA. I've chosen a size 5. It's already been lubricated. I also have my OPA, my NPA, my suction equipment, just in case I need to use some sort of alternate airway to this. I have my bag valve mask here, and it's already connected to the oxygen. Hang on, I'll just secure it a little bit more. There we go. Right, oxygen is already turned on, but it's empty. It's not going to fill the reservoir, sadly. Got my patient in the sniffing position, so their ear is lined up with the suprasternal notch as best as I can with this mannequin. Thomas tube holder is already in place, and I've got my syringe. So now I will test the LMA for leaks. And you do this by inflating it to full. Used 40 mils of air, which is 5 the size of this, times 10 minus 10. And can't hear any leaks. Doesn't seem to deflate when I'm squeezing it, so that's a good sign. Now I'm going to have to deflate it again. Excellent. So before inserting this, I need to make sure that I have used the suction to clear any liquid or vomitus that may already be obstructing the airway in the patient's mouth. But I will not bother in this case. To insert the LMA, you need to place it up against the patient's mouth, the roof of the patient's mouth, as firmly as possible. You can hold the patient's mouth open and use your finger to push it up against the roof of the mouth, again, as much as possible. Now, once it's placed there, you can shove it down, basically, until you feel resistance. And once you've reached resistance, you can inflate it. So here, I'll have it set to 40 again. Inflate. Excellent. Just to make sure the patient remains ventilated, I'm going to do this. There we go. You can see that the patient has good chest rise there. Now, to secure the LMA, you need to use, in this case, I need to use the tape because actually the Thomas tube holder doesn't fit so well against it. Oh, never mind. That was troubleshooting, that was. But yes, I would have used the trouser tie if that hadn't worked, just like that. Cool. Secure, just like that. Excellent. Just sort of tighten it like that, very simple. Now that I've done that, I can attach it with the Cobb's connector, which just slots on like that. It slots into the BVM like this. Beautiful. Awesome. So this patient has been intubated with an LMA. Make sure to not use a Cobb's connector with an infant LMA because it increases the amount of dead space in the airway, which we don't want. Finally, while extracting an LMA, you must use suction to suction off any of the liquid that is on top of the LMA, because you don't want it sliding into the patient's lungs once you've removed it.